there. So the first thing we are going to do is to measure our tire. And please, I'm going to be using the floor to make it. So if you see me bending down, I'm actually on the floor. I will take the measurement on the floor. But if I want to create the thing, I will come to the table. So to make it more easier. So let me show you how to measure tire. And before you use your tire, please make sure you clean it, make sure you wash it. Make sure you wash your tire very well. So what you will do is you take either marker or chalk or pen, anything. You just mark from here. You mark a straight line. Look at it. You mark a straight line. So like that. When you mark a straight, what we want to do is we want to measure round to know the kind of the length of the fabric and the length of the foam that we need, because the first thing we are going to do is to put foam around the tire. So let's measure the length. You take your tape rule, and from that mark you will go round. You will go round. Yeah. So here we have about 78.2. I mean 78.2. So that is what we are going to be measuring on our foam. That's the length of the foam that we need. So to get the width of the foam now, to get the width of the foam, you measure from here. The width of the foam, you measure from here. Are you seeing it? You measure from here. You see? Measure from here to the other side. And here I have 14. So this will be the width. When I say the width is the wideness, and the length is how long it will be. So that's that about that. So we have 78.2 for the length and 14 for the width. So that's that about. So let's go.
Okay.
So you measure 78.2 length. So I've already measured it. I've marked it. Then the width. This is the width from here to here, which is 14 inches. 14 inches. So I've measured 78 inches in length. So I will do that on the fabric. This is the fabric we are going to be using. I will do that on the fabric. I will cut the lining also, the same length. The same length. You can use your knife. We are going to cut our base too, because this ottoman that I want to make, the center table that I want to make the one with storage, the one that you can open the base up, that you can store anything that you want to store inside the tire. So the base, we need foam for the base also. So you just take your plank, the plywood that you are going to use, and you just measure the base, foam base now. So that is the foam base. So we have the foam, we've cut the fabric to cut lining. So let's move to the table. So you cut the fabric also like this, the same width. After cutting our fabric, the materials that we will use, either leather, either Ankara, the one I've showed you, So the next thing we want to do is to brace. After putting your brace, in the first video I show you how you will brace. So check the video very well. I want you to go through the video and make sure you understand everything. Then after bracing, put as many brace that you want. After bracing, then we screw this brace to the tire. And why are we doing that? We don't want some, though this the brace is tight to the tire, but we still want it to be more secure. So we'll, at this point we'll be needing our schooling machine, a bit drilling machine to screw. But in case you don't have drilling machine, you can use hammer and nails to do this work. But it's better to actually screw if you have schooling machine. So what we will do now is, remember this is called schooling bit. So you turn it, then you put your schooling bit, then you will screw. And because our screw, the screw we are using is star head, we are using star screw and schooling bit, pardon me. So then you attach it. So quickly, let me show you this. There's a control here. There are two controls. This one work with turning. When you press on this, it turns. But this, look at this particular one, it's always on all the schooling machine. When you turn it to the left, you want to remove your screw from, maybe when you attach your screw, you didn't attach it well, or you didn't like the way it's or it's not holding what you want to hold properly. So you turn it to the left. When you turn it to the left, it turns to the left, then it remove the screw that you've attached. Then when you put it right, when you turn it to the right, what it does is to screw. You see, it's to screw. So let's practice. Let's screw. So attach your screw. We are using this short screw. Attach the screw. Okay, let me use this long one. Attach the screw. It's not hard at all. Attach the screw. Then make sure your brace is properly placed, and make sure you are screwing on the tire. You are screwing the tire with the brace. So after, you just place it, then just go. You see, we've attached the screw, this thing together. You see, we can't remove it. So let me show you how. I told you that in case you attach it wrongly and you want to remove the screw, what you do is just to turn this to the right, and I mean to the left, and remove it. That's pop out, then you just remove it. So let's attach. You can attach a screw. It's not difficult at all. It is not difficult at all. The same thing. So now our brace is secure. We've secured our brace to the tire. That's the first thing to do, so that when the stool or anything that you make, when it's being used, it won't just remove, or maybe the brace will slant sometime, because it's something we'll be using for a very long time. So make sure it's properly secure. When it's secure like this, then you are sure that you are good to go. We are going to be needing our staple gun. We will need our pins. And what do we want to do? Remember what we cut. Remember how we cut this foam. We want to attach this foam to the side of the tire. And you remember how we measure this. We measure from one end to the other. This is the length. And we measure from here to here, which is the width. I mean the wideness. So now let's go. It's not hard at all. So we just want to wrap round. We want to wrap round the tire. Foam. Want to wrap the tire round the foam. So, and this is where the staple gun, when we need the staple gun. But in case you don't have staple gun, just apply a Fostic gun. In case you don't have staple gun yet, apply a Fostic gun. This Fostic gun is shoemaker gun. We call it shoemaker gun here in Nigeria. So you apply a Fostic gun around, then you attach the foam. So let's go. Make sure it's properly fixed. Then we'll start. Load your staple gun. Then you can get this staple gun where they sell furniture materials. And the drilling machine, you can get the drilling machine where they sell all these industrial machines. So just pull it and staple it round. See? To make it firm. Then if there is any excess, this might even have some. Yes, we are getting there. So we've attached our foam. To the tire. You see, it's coming up a bit. It's coming up gradually. Yes, it's coming up gradually. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to be attaching the cloth. Is to be covering this foam with the kind of your choice of fabric that we are going to use. And you remember the way we cut our fabric, the width, the length of this circle, the width also. That's what we use. And when we cut the lining, we cut round. We measure inside the tire to cut the lining. And we cut the base. We also cut the bottom, what will cover the bottom. So we cut the fabric too. So that's where we are moving to now. So this is the cloth that we'll be using for the house. I hope you are getting me. I hope you are understanding it. Just follow closely, and if you have any question, please ask question. I am ready to answer any question. If you have any challenge, please ask questions. Please ask questions. So we want to do the same thing that we did to the foam. We're going to be attaching the cloth the same way we attach the foam. That's the same thing we will be doing to this fabric. And note, because the tire is circle, is a circumference, and this is, we cut this on a triangular on a rectangular form, it's straight, so there is tendency for it to be gathering some gathers. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's not affect whatsoever thing you want to do. So just let's continue. So just pull it, and when you are doing it, please pull, make sure it's neat, make sure it's not gathering anything on the body. Then you just move, you just attach it the way you did to the foam. That's exactly what we are doing. And if it's forming some gathers, just walk through it like that. It will definitely form some gathers. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Upper parts, and this is the down part. You see how tight it's coming up already, right? Yes. So we are getting there. So the next thing we want to do is to cover this inside. We measure our lining. We measure lining, right? So we want to cover it with lining, and it's not hard. As simple as this thing, the one we did was, so this one too is as simple as that. So let's pick our lining and add lining. So the choice of materials that you want to use for inside, it can be this, it can be another color, any materials you want to use. Can be leather, anyone you want to use, but I think you should not put leather inside. Any fabric that you want to use. So we are using this black fabric. So now look at something. When you want to attach lining to the inside of the tire, what you would do is look for the wrong side. This is the wrong side, this is the right side. This shiny part is the right side, while this one is the wrong side. So you will place the right side will be facing the tire like this. The wrong side will face here. The right side will face the tire, while the wrong side will be up. See, this is the wrong side and this is the right side. So you just place it, and make sure when you are placing it neatly above the pin here, above the pins that you attach here. The idea is we want to cover these ruffles, the rough edges here. This one is rough. We want to cover the rough edges here, and we also want to cover the inside. So this is the upper part. You will start with the upper part. So what you will do, place it, make sure it's a bit above the pins. Then we'll start stapling it. Stapler is above this pin a bit. The pins that you use, we want to cover these rough edges. That is the idea. So just watch me the way I'm doing it. Just watch me closely. Then just go like that. You see that the pins are not showing. You see, you won't see the pin. What you will see is that neat, we want to see that neat surface here. Just work your way around like this. Make sure the pin, this one that you are this pin that you are making now, is above the one that is at the bottom, the one that you used before. So just work and make sure your hand is straight. Make sure your hand is straight. Make sure your hand is straight. Just move around like that. Just move around. Make sure your hand is, just make sure it's close. Make sure the pins are close. You see the way these ones are close and they are straight. When you get to this other side, this is the starting point. This is where we started. So you just fold it, let it overlay each other, then just add some pins there. So let's pull it in, then you pull it in, pull it in. When you pull it in, you see this neat, you see the way the is neat. This is what we want to achieve. We don't want to open our ottoman, we don't want to open this center table, what you are creating. You don't want to open it and you begin to see planks inside, or you begin to see the inside of the tire. No, we want to make that real furniture, and that is just the idea. So just pull this, then turn it over. Turn it over like this. Turn it over like this. You turn it over. This is the down part. Remember, you start from the upper part and you move to the down part. So this is the down part. You start from here. You start from here. It's so simple. It's not hard at all. It is not hard at all. It is not. If you have any question, please ask. Endeavor to ask question when you are practicing and you don't understand. Please make use of my WhatsApp group. Ask question. Ask me question directly. Ask it on the group, please. So you fold it neatly like this. On this is where we started. This is the starting point. Then you fold this ending part on it. So now look at something. We don't want this foam to show, and we don't want these rough edges to show also, and we don't want this tire to show. So what you will do is make sure you fold this this fabric, this lining, fold it on top. Make sure it's above, the way we did it to the downside. Make sure it's also above the pins that we use for the main fabric, for the main cover. So we are going to work our way round also. We're going to work our way round. Round. Yeah. So you are doing it, make sure you pull it, make sure it's, although there will be some, wrinkles, but at least try your best not to allow it to be too much. So just go like that, go like that. Make sure you are covering the foam. Actually the foam will not show because this one will be under, so the downside will not show. But even with that, we still want something, very neat. So you see, you are covering the inside. You don't want anything to show. Please, I want you to practice. Don't just watch this video and just practice. Let's do reloading the pins. You use a lot of pins, so you reload it frequently. That's why you have to have enough pins with you. So I used to get that pack of pins for 700 naira in Lagos. Depends on where you stay. So we are done stapling it now, you see. Stapled it round. So you see the inside is neat. Inside is neat. There is no how you will not get some, folding. It's not a problem. You can just use your hand to adjust it. So we cut the excesses now. Just cut all the excesses here. Cut all the excesses round. Round. They are almost done. So this is the basis for everything we are going to be making. If you can make this, then you can make every other ones. You can make chair, you can make every other ones. This is the foundation for everything we'll be making in this class. So this is what we have. This is the bottom part and this is the upper part. You see how neat it is. We are almost done. See, so beautiful, right? So the next thing we want to do now, we want to cover the downside and we will cover we'll attach the base. So I'm going to be teaching you how to make the base now. So that's the next thing.
Sorry.
So we are making the base. Remember how we cut the foam? I told you how to measure this plywood, the cover. I told you how to measure it, and you just cut the same size of the plywood for this too. Then we cut out our choice of fabric. Any choice of your fabric, can be leather, can be anything. Then we cut out lining too to cover the down part. We don't want the plywood to be showing. We want something very neat. So the first thing you will do, here we'll be needing gum. The first thing we'll do is we want this foam to be more stable on the plywood. So we just apply some gum to it. You can use Top Bond, you can use any gum, one that will be more sticky, but I love using this stick gum. It sticks very well, so just spread it. You see, this craft is not hard. It is not hard. It's just creativity. When you know where I literally get my idea is when I see some furniture, from furniture work, some wood works, and idea just come. I'll be like, I should make something out of this. I should make something, and it literally come out very nice. So it's just idea. Think about idea. There's no crime in making mistake. You make mistake. It's not a problem. It's not a crime. So you attach the foam. Yeah, you attach the foam to it. So stable now. So the next thing we will be doing is to attach the upper layer fabric. That's the next thing we will be doing. So make sure it's smooth. Turn it to the other side. Then you start stapling it. Pull it to yourself. Make sure it's not forming any gathers or anything. Pull it. You want it to be neat, right? So then we work with our staple gun. Staple it together. This staple gun is a lifesaver. It makes the work so easy, so simple. So investing like 3,000 naira or 2,000 naira, there is some people's subscription fee. It's not too much. So just walk round. As you walk around, pull it, please pull it, and make sure it's not forming any kind of runway area. I don't like to form any kind of gathers. So as you are doing it, pull it, just pull it. we are done. We are done with this, you see. And your base can be anything. Choose anything to be your, you can use glass to be your base. Instead of making this, you can put glass on it. You can put cover glass to be the cover of the storage. So you can use anything you want to use to cover it. So some people even, if you want to make it to be a flower face, something like what you can put flower on, it will be a center table but it will still be a flower, you know, there's a space inside. You can make it glass so that it will be showing the flower inside. So we are almost done with the upper part. So we want to cover this other side now, and we've cut our lining. You can iron your fabric when necessary, but I'm sure you will not iron leather, right? Okay, just kidding. So do the same thing. The same thing. Just fold it neatly. And so we are done stapling it round. See how neat it is now. When you open it, you won't see any rough plank. You don't want that to happen. So we are done with the upper part, the cover. So this is the upper part, the one we finished the other time. So you repeat the same thing to the down part, but you don't need foam for the down parts. So you cover the inside, the one that will be on top, the outer part. So this one will be at the bottom. So I won't be putting lining here, but if you want, you can put lining here. You can paint it furniture, but this is where the legs will stay. This is where the legs will stay. So this one will be the inner part. So the next thing we want to do now is to attach this to the leg, to attach leg to this, and we'll be using our screws and that we'll be using. These are the legs. So we have 4 legs. So we'll position it. You can eyeball it, but let me just show you how to measure it to get perfect, position to place it. This circumference of this thing is 22 by 22. So that means that the 22 by 22, the center, the middle part, when you divide 22 by 22, you get 11. So you mark 11 here, then you mark 11 here also, just to get the center part. And so this is the center now. Then you just rule line here, then rule this other side too, just to get the center, to know where you position your leg, as in the legs. So this is where the legs will be. So you can use screwdriver to screw this leg to the plank and to the tire at once. So you can use it, but I want to point out this thing. If you are using a thicker, this plywood is not that thick. If you are using a very thick, like the one I showed you in introductory class, when you are using a thick wood, this screwdriver will not work. You need drilling machine for it. But if you are using this, this soft plank, so when you are using thick plywood, make sure you use drilling machine. But for this, you are going to be using this screwdriver. So you don't have any excuse to tell me that you don't have drilling machine to practice. So it's very simple. Just see what the mark that we mark, to know the position where we put the leg. So just place it right here and just screw it inside. Just apply some pressure to it. Just apply a little pressure to go inside. Because the plank is not that thick. The plywood, is not that thick. So it will go right inside the tire. But if you are using its thick plank, you will need a drilling machine to screw. So see, very strong. To attach another one and do the same. So let me quickly show you this. For proper screwing, like to make it for proper screwing, what you do is, there's a screw inside this furniture leg. If you are using this, if you are using furniture leg, there's always this screw inside. You see, you can just screw this one out to remove the upper part. So loosen it to remove this upper part. So for you to be able to screw it properly, by this way you won't be bending your hand, and when you are doing it, you need to be careful with your hand. So, and if you want to use screwing machine instead of screwdriver, no, just put your screwing bit and then so we have our screws in place. So you just attach the leg now. You attach the upper part back. So we have the 4 legs in place now. You see, we use screwdriver, we use drilling machine. So if you don't have drilling machine now, you can just improvise by using screwdriver. So the legs is in place. You see the inside. See how beautiful it is now. So storage, whatever thing you want to keep in. See, it's looking beautiful now. You want to keep some things inside, anything you want to keep. Yeah, we have our storage now. Anything. It's a book storage. Keep your books inside. See? And you are good to go. You are good to go. You can sit on it. You balance well on it. So if you want to make it like a seat, you put bigger legs. See? So we are done for today's class. This is the end of today's class. The Ottoman storage with Tyre. You see how beautiful it looks. You can also create this. It's just go through the video very well. Ask questions where you don't understand. Please ask questions where you don't understand, but it is very, very simple and easy to follow. See how beautiful it is. You can sell this for like 15,000, 20,000, depending on area you have. So you see, it's so beautiful. It takes about maybe like 2 hours to make or thereabouts, and it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. You can't. It's storage. Our next class will be a center table like this, also without storage. We are not going to make the one with storage. So, but this is the basic for everything we are going to be making in this class. If you know how to make this, then you can make every other thing, including chair. In every other thing we are going to make, this is the basic. So make sure you watch the video very well. Make sure you know how we measure round, how we measure for the base and everything. Then every other practical we'll be doing will be based on this. So there's some that we'll not go back to, so we'll just go straight to the ones that we've not touched. So I want you to practice, and thank you so much for registering for this class. I pray that the Lord God Almighty will be with us and He will continue to sustain us in Jesus' name. Thank you so much. See you in next class.